Welcome back to Bear With Me. The Boston Bruins are now 30-29-8, and that is good enough for 7th in the Atlantic, 12th in the Eastern Conference, and 23rd in the National Hockey League. My name is Joey Copponi. That's Rob Tocci. Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
We're brought to you by Prize Picks, the exclusive daily fantasy partner of the CLNS Media Network. Use code CLNS, get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. So that's kind of how I'm doing. Interesting roller coaster of emotions over the past couple of days here. We were recording this immediately after the 6-3. Was it 6-3 at the end there? 6-3 loss at the hands of the Ottawa Senators. But following two really good games, bro.
Yeah.
First 3 games since the trade deadline, Bruins seem to have a little bit of life, have some jump, have a spark, put together a pair of good games. And we came into the Senators game like, dude, if they do it, I'm fully on the bandwagon that they push in. They didn't. They didn't.
I think they knew we were all developing a false sense of hope. And they're like, hey, Jeremy, do you got this one? He's like, yeah, don't worry. I got it. I'll put him back in their place.
Jeremy Swayman, bad game. That's just a bad period.
Yeah, that was all it took. It was one bad period. You lost the game in the first 15 minutes. Those are the worst kinds of games.
But the thing is, they still had life. Like, they still looked like they could have been in it. And, I mean, Swayman doesn't let in 2 softies. This is a tie game. This is a 3-3 game.
It's an entirely different game if those goals. If they don't score their goals, totally different game. Totally different outcome.
I guess what I'm saying is you can pinpoint that it's exactly on one person. Not that, the entire play didn't develop and that there was one that was, juicy rebound, but also shouldn't have been a rebound. But getting beat short side and then getting beat on just a slap shot from the top of the circle that you have nothing but eyes on. You have time to set. You have eyes on. Those are inexcusable. But there's a whole lot of play outside of Jeremy Swayman tonight that also was just straight up not NHL looking hockey.
He let in one of those blue line bomb goals last game too. Just no screen. Well, there might have been a screen, but just from the blue line, just clean beat. Should have had it. I'm not going to go on too long about Swayman. It is what it is. It's funny when it's going against Ullmark, and then Ullmark has as good of a game as he did with probably save of the year too. And he had the goddamn audacity.
Say it.
To try a goalie goal against Boston. If he did, I would have messaged you, been like, we're not recording. I'm done. I got nothing. Thank God it did not go in. That magic dried up a couple years ago.
The second that he played the puck, I was like, oh, that's kind of far. And then when he ever leaned into it and you can see him start to shoot, I was like, Linus, I swear to God, man. I swear to God. It's not funny anymore, man.
No.
One thing we should talk about with Linus, because Senators games are weird. It was a weird game. It was absolutely a weird game.
Yet another.
I mean, the icing on the cake would have been a goalie goal by Ullmark. That would have been might have been the weirdest Senators game yet. But the David Pastrnak goaltender interference / stick to the face weird sequence. It was strange. I don't like seeing former teammates do stuff like that. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't like to see tension there.
It was weird. And honestly, yes, Ullmark helped himself to the ice there, but nobody moved Pastrnak into the crease. That was fully him. And you could be like, oh, he didn't know where he was. That's David Pastrnak. I don't, he could close his eyes, skate for 20 minutes, and he could probably pinpoint exactly where on the rink he is. I don't believe that he was not aware that crease was there, but I think
he just lost sense of where he was. I don't know. I do. I don't think he would purpose the hip check Linus Ullmark in the gut.
No, it's not a Pastrnak play. It's really not. But again, when people were like, I don't know, it felt like people were immediately moving past the fact that he did that on his own accord, accident or not, whatever. But people were like, oh, Ullmark. It's like, well, Pastrnak kind of just skated backwards into him at full speed. So, I mean, it's probably going to be a penalty even if he doesn't fall down, but whatever.
Yeah, he sold it a little bit, but it was more like tongue-in-cheek, like, Ollie, you're selling it. Yeah. But, like, I don't know. I didn't... It's weird. Weird is just the word. It's just one of those things that makes you feel like... I don't like playing against players I love.
No, it's tough because when you beat them, you're like, oh, but when they beat you, it's like, I make cat noises.
Yeah, it's kind of like when they win, but when we win, it's kind of like, yeah. That's why subscribe on the YouTube Bruins Ringside on CLNS. Follow us on the socials at bearwithme_pod. We got some listener questions, and maybe we'll do this more often. Get some listener participation. Yeah, because I'm sure people got stuff to say. When we get on Twitter, the people got a lot of stuff to say, so maybe we'll let them talk on the show. Well, not talk, but let them be vetted through the means of my eyes and get their words onto the program. Do we want to talk about the Florida game and the the Lightning game?
I was going to say we don't need to talk about the game specifically. I do want to talk about the play generally of the team, and then the play of the new guys, and then from those two games, I just want to talk about the end of the Florida game with Zadorov. Yes. I think that's worth talking about a bit.
Absolutely.
But aside from that, no, I think just broad strokes for those two games should be sufficient.
Yeah, broad strokes for different folks.
There we go.
Yep. They looked good.
They did. They did. The word jump comes to mind. We kind of got used to watching kind of a lifeless product for a lot of this season, just not entertaining, just kind of like, yeah, they're out there. But a lot of life, a lot of jump, a lot of that is coming from the new guys too. Husnudinov has got an engine. That guy can move. Yeah. Move. Dino.
If he wants to be involved in every play, don't you feel that? Like when he gets on the ice, you're like, oh, he wants to make a difference. Like he wants to be noticed. He wants to have an impact on the game.
Yeah, big time. And I'm glad to see that happening because I think even in the last episode, like I had singled him out and I was like, I'm very interested to see how he plays here. Just from watching clips, he seemed, as advertised, the way he's been playing. That's how he appeared to be. But sometimes you come into a new team, it doesn't always, either show up right away or it just doesn't fit that system or 100 other reasons why that play doesn't carry over. But it is. He had the goal tonight. Fucking crazy separation with not a lot of space off of a Lindholm pass, which is nice because Lindholm.
A Pastrnak-esque goal.
Yeah. Just honestly, not to knock Pastrnak, but like Pastrnak doesn't skate that fast. Like Pastrnak doesn't like blow past three people like that. He goes through people, not like past people. Mm-hmm. But the speed, the shot, all while getting hooked. Like he drew the call and then scored in the same moment. That was excellent. And then
he's been awesome to watch. Middlestat, if you don't mind me switching right over that, we can stay on Husnudinov.
No, I was going to say Middlestat, and I was like, I incorrectly called him Swedish for some reason last episode, and someone on YouTube pointed it out correctly that he's American. I have no idea what player I'm confusing him with because I read somebody was Swedish. Somebody out there is Swedish, and I will find you.
I don't remember you saying that. His most famous moment was for Team USA.
Yeah,
so had I heard that, I absolutely would have said something. I don't listen when you speak. Casey Middlestat, let me tell you. I get the frustration with him because his skill is so there. And also there are some decisions and some plays that he makes where I'm like, brother, come on. He slows down plays at some weird times. He's very confident with the puck, which I don't think is a compliment.
You're coming in with some negativity here.
No, not negativity. Not negativity. Just things I've noticed. He gets a little arrogant with the puck, and he's
ugly and he's smelly.
And I think he's a bad person. I think he's a bad human being. Can I say that?
You can.
No, I these are just the things that I've noticed. There are times I get frustrated easily when the team's losing. So it was mainly tonight. It was mainly during the Senators game that there were times. I mean, him, Wotherspoon, holy crap, Wotherspoon.
Bad game.
There was a couple of folks tonight who were really grinding my gears. I was like, what are we doing here? Can we like play hockey? It seems soft tonight. So it's kind of taking away from the first two games, but Middlestat stood out in a negative way to me in the third game.
That's fair. I don't think anybody not named Dave. Well, I don't want to generalize. A lot of people didn't have a great third game. Some people did. I will say across the three games, I'm very impressed with Middlestat. I didn't expect much from him. Not nothing, but the way that I expected some things from Husnudinov, I just didn't put anything like that on Middlestat. But I mean, 2 assists on the power play in the first 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. At least he had 2 assists, but I think they were both on the power play. And the power play looks day and night. Not perfect, not like, oh my God, we have the best power play now, but like they're moving and they're passing and they're getting opportunities. And was it just a matter of having jumpier players, or is it just like the adrenaline shot of the trade deadline and everybody's kind of playing a little bit elevated and that we're starting to see that fade off a little bit? I don't know, but it's good to see. Like, it's nice that we have kind of moved on from the days of, like, for now, of going on the power play and preemptively being disappointed and being like, oh, great. 2 minutes where I know they're not going to score. They're probably not going to score in any 2 minutes, but these 2 minutes, I know they're not going to score.
This 2 minutes, they're going to do like a microcosm, a mini version of the season where they give me some hope that they might, and they probably should, like they just should mathematically have a better chance, but they don't and they won't.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, I think I'm really interested to see, not to like jump ahead just to next season already.
Go for it.
But I am interested to see what this team, like what will remain of this team, will look like with different coaching. Because there are some coaching decisions. There are things that I have to assume are being coached into them.
Like what, Joe?
Oh, well, I mean, you pointed it out, the ozone change, the foregoing possession, insane. The A-frame on the wall to like kill time to get a change in the ozone to surrender
in the
possession.
First period. You're not up by 3 goals with 10 minutes to go. What are you doing?
Unbelievable. I wish, you know what we should do? We should make like YouTube only content where we do like film breakdowns. I would love that because I'm constantly pausing and rewinding and like basically playing along like there's an audience when there's not, and like drawing imaginary lines and shit. We should actually get a telestrator and do that shit. I would love to.
I would love that.
They've been doing this shit that I would implore all of you to watch. That when they are under low pressure in the offensive zone, I'm talking like 2-on-4 in the O zone, like amidst a change in their D zone. Sorry, amidst a change. They will send 3 men behind their own net after the puck. And they will consistently, Rob, get beat by 1 man. It is, if it happens once, it's a fluke, it's a mistake. If it happens 4 times in one game, which it did tonight, that's like not playing hockey. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's just a scheming thing that's not working or if that's just an effort thing. 3-on-1, you would think that any NHLers should be able to tame 1 man. The losing 3-on-1 board battles behind your own net consistently, absolutely disgusting. Not that they're being coached to lose those board battles, but they're being coached to attack in some weird ways.
Do we know that they are being coached? I saw a tweet today being like, what does Sacco stand for? Like, what does he do? Nothing. He's just there. He's there because they can't not have a coach.
They have to have one. Yeah.
I'm again, I bring this up a lot, and like I don't mean to oversimplify things, but I'm personally so frustrated with both Joe Sacco's performance as head coach and the decision from upper management to just leave him in for the rest of the season, which to me either means that they're like, hey, we know this isn't it, whatever, just run out the clock, maybe they have plans already set for the off season. They're like, well, we know what we want to do then, so we're not going to bother, trying to bring in somebody now.
Oh yeah, no, I think it'd be the wrong move to bring in somebody now,
especially now. But when you consider how early in the season Montgomery got fired, and did you even hear a whisper? Did you even hear a whisper of somebody maybe coming here? Nothing.
No, because I think
what are you going to do? Get Quinny? Huh?
Like, what are you going to do? Get Quinny? Like, you got to wait for the offseason for that shit. Like, you got to wait for a real NHL coach to be available.
Got to wait for Michael Sullivan. That's what you got to do.
Exactly. Like, it's like so. Like, and like you got to see what Pittsburgh's doing. You got to see what New York is doing. Like, there's a whole mess of like a free agent class of coaches that you have to wait for. Like, unless you're certain your guy is there and you promote him, and his name is Butch Cassidy. And then you're like, boom, here we go. We got the guy. He's locked in. Here we go.
Like, hey, we got rid of those players that hated you. They're all gone.
But the bad news is these guys are going to hurt you too.
Oops.
Or going to hate you, not hurt you. Does it hurt you?
They're going to beat you up.
You can come here, but like they're going to fuck you
cracking their knuckles.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't, again, like, it's not the issue, but it's just like you said, like, there's some issues with this team which I would ascribe to coaching problems, and it's just frustrating it's frustrating because we were pretty resigned to the tank, and then they won 2 games, and we're like, hold on a minute, and then they let up 4 goals in 60 seconds, and we're like, all right, never mind. So like, I don't even know how to support this team right now. So I don't know where this tangent's going, but it's just, I feel so like whiplash by this team. And I really need to firmly fall into it's my preference that we lose these games. Get a top 8 pick. Cause
can I tell you something?
You may always tell me something.
I have to interject here. I'm so sorry.
Please do.
The team's not giving you whiplash. Your heart is giving you whiplash. Because I'm gonna read their record going back to when was this game? I don't know. The Buffalo game. When was this? January, December?
The 7-2 loss.
The 7-2 loss.
Yeah.
Loss, win, loss, win, loss. And then they won 2 in a row.
See, that's
and
what I'm
we were like,
about.
holy shit, this team can make the playoffs. Like, maybe, just maybe, it's on us a little bit.
They have only... Oh my God, they've only won 3 games or more in a row one time this season.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's I don't know if they're giving us whiplash. I think they've sucked and they sold off all their good pieces, and then they had 2 good games, and we were like, whoa, could they?
They had a 4-game win streak this season. That was their best. Other than that, it's been a couple of 2 games.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. It's not them. It's me.
I mean this in the nicest way possible.
You're right. You're so right.
It's not them. It's you.
You're not wrong. That's tough.
It's tough to see written out.
It's tough to look back at the amount of hours I've spent watching the Boston Bruins lose this season. Oh, boy.
You know what's not tough, though?
What isn't tough?
Prize Picks. It's the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. I almost said 10 trillion members. I'm going to say this. That's not true. They got 10 million members.
Don't fact check it.
Billions of dollars, trillions of possibilities. I don't know if they want me saying that, just making up my own taglines. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed! So download the app today. Use code CLNS Get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Do it.
Would ya?
Come on.
Would it kill you, please?
Boston PD. Make the bet.
We've done this bit before. We're doing.
I know. I can't.
We're running it back. Yeah, this is a new episode for anybody listening. It's like, oh, I've heard this one before. No,
I've seen this episode. No, you haven't.
We're out of bits. We're just running.
We're
it
out
back.
of material. We're out of material, folks.
We're trying to give you guys whiplash now.
Yeah. No. Again, like this team's gotta just. I don't want to say the team's gotta commit to losing because they're not going to, because I don't think the Boston Bruins are the type of team to like internally be like, all right, we're not going to win this one. I don't, but
they can't. I mean, the team doesn't choose to lose games.
No, it just
like
happens.
that doesn't happen.
It's just because they're that bad. But okay, so your outcomes for the end of the season are either you squeak into a playoff spot, which is looking more and more like if you're going to get a spot, it has to be the second wild card spot. Because that first one is like getting more and more in Ottawa's hand. I don't know if Ottawa can catch Tampa or if they're just going to swap or what. But you're currently, for that second wild card spot, you're competing with the Islanders, the Red Wings, the Rangers, the Habs, and the Blue Jackets. That's too many teams. I've said this before. I'll say it again. It's not about how well you're doing. You just are so dependent on 6 other teams constantly losing that are all playing each other, so they can't all be losing all the time. It's gonna.
I think people don't think about that. People see how many points, and they don't consider like the math that comes with climbing over that many teams. Because you need one of those teams to go on a crazy run. One of those teams to pull away, and then it's over. And because then if a second one gets kind of hot, because then you're 6 teams competing for one spot, and I don't like the Bruins odds there. I don't like them to begin with, but like, it's a great point. People don't think about it. They're like, you're not 2 points away, and you're in third place, and nobody else is behind you. The number of teams you're competing with absolutely fucking matters.
I will say out of those teams, the Red Wings, I know a lot of them have very tough schedules where the Bruins really do not. Like there was a tweet ranking like the strength of schedule, and the Red Wings have the hardest schedule for the rest of the season. And I think out of those, 5 or 6 teams, 2 or 3 of them are in the top 10. So that's something. But I'm going to go back to my original point real quick and say that out of the 2 options for the outcome of the season, one of them is you squeak into a playoff spot. The other is you don't commit to not. And then get a good draft pick, and just because even if he got in, okay, you're going to get fucking bounced by Florida in the first round. We want to run that back again. Do you want to lose to Brad Marchand in the first round? Do you? No, you don't. None of us do. And even if you did get in the second round, then it's like, I don't know. If we're going to commit to being bad and we're going to commit to getting better next year, I think a top 8 draft pick is probably the way to go.
There are 15 games left in the season.
Yeah.
9 of them are nationally televised.
Are we not suffering enough? What else do they need to do from us?
Oh, that's so funny. I will tell you. So I'm going to tell you the rest of the schedule just so everybody sees it here. We are in the middle. We talked about this a little bit ago. We were doing chapters of the season. I don't think it really matters when you're not in a playoff chase, so we haven't been doing it, but maybe we should be doing it to keep ourselves entertained. But I'm having fun. Lauko's back. That's a good time. It was Kastelik's birthday. He went to the zoo.
He did. You see him flip Giroux's nose?
They did.
I love that.
Do you see him see the giraffe and not say a word?
I did not.
The video, it's funny. You can tell they were like desperately trying to like piece together some content. He's not the most lively individual. There was just like, it was like a lot of silence from him. And then there was just one point where he goes like, yeah, I always wanted to have a farm, maybe some horses.
They're like, why are you here?
And then they cut away. It's like it.
You thought this was your idea.
Anyway, here's the rest of the schedule. They are still in the Ides of March. That's what I was going to say, because they are still in the gauntlet a little bit here. But then it does get easy for a little bit. Tampa, Buffalo, Vegas, San Jose, Kings, Ducks, Detroit, Washington, Montreal, Carolina, Buffalo, New Jersey, Chicago, Pittsburgh, New Jersey.
It's a mixed bag.
It is up and down.
It's a very mixed bag.
Yeah.
Decent ending to that. I would say that they pretty easy go of it at the end there.
And there's just some good back and forth where, like, I don't know, coming off of playing Vegas and then you get San Jose. Coming off of playing the Kings and then you get Anaheim.
Yeah. Just
like there's a couple of those that are like, that's fine. Like that's great. Like I like their odds in those other games. Like the easy games. I like when they play bad teams. I really like them against the bad teams.
I like when they beat the bad teams.
Yeah. I don't like playing Carolina again.
I
feel
hate
like that's
Carolina
just mean.
so
like,
much.
Don't play us right now, dude. Don't look at me right now.
I really hate the Carolina Hurricanes. I know we haven't. That rivalry is dormant a little bit right now. Still hate them. Oh my god, I hate them.
Can I say the way that they handled the Rantanen shit? Embarrassing. How much of that did you see on like Twitter and Reddit and shit? They are embarrassing.
Yeah, well, can you give me like some of the gist of it?
So when Rantanen got there,
yeah,
Canes fans were adamantly like, he's signing here, he's gonna whatever. And a lot of people, a lot of insiders, analysts were like, I'm hearing he has no interest in signing in Carolina. And they were like, yeah, watch this. Do you understand how much cap space we have? Like, blah, 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 blah. And then the rumor came out, which like multiple people have said, that they offered him $100 million. And he said no. And then went somewhere else, went to Dallas. And the coping that's going on in like the woe is me, like, whoa, everybody's ragging on us.
Yeah, because you guys fucking suck.
Because you as people, you guys as fans are just awful.
It's my least favorite fan base by a good margin. I dislike the Carolina fan base decidedly more than I dislike either Toronto or Florida's fan base.
I would team up with Maple Leafs and Panthers fans if it meant infiltrating Raleigh and 3v1 fighting every Canes fan.
And for reasons I don't really know right now, number 2 for me is the Islanders. I fucking hate Islanders fans. Really? I don't know why. I just do. Whenever we play them, they like. I read one comment. I'm like, you should all be imprisoned. Like I can't stand them. Like we've gone over this. Like Toronto fans are funny. Like they're funny. That's how dumb it is. Like I don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Which I imagine is what Florida thinks when they look at us. But in Florida, I just get so mad that I don't even dwell on it. So like there's like a marriage.
There's no ammo in the tank with Florida fans.
I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, you guys win. Yeah.
Like of course, like after beating them in the 3-2, all of their responses were like, "Oh, raise the banner." It's like, fuck off.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Can we just win a game and feel a little happy about it?
Stop bullying me for legitimate reasons.
You wanna see what the listeners got to say?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, let's go for it.
It's time for DMs on Bear With Me.
Woo!
Joey and Rob answer your queries, your inquiries, other synonyms for question. It's time for DMs, so bear with me.
All right, Rob.
Entire budget for the rest of the year went to that song.
Yeah, we got Journey to get back together to make that song.
I am in deep personal debt.
So if you guys want to, the DMs are open. So is my Venmo. This one comes in from Jeff.
Yep.
Said, hey guys, quick question for you both. What was the best Bruins game you've each been to? Why don't you go first, dude?
Oh, cool. Thank you. Put me on the spot. Game 7, Toronto 2019 round 1, probably. The atmosphere was just unbelievable. I had just moved to Boston like a month before that. I I remember just being so nervous, but in a way that was exciting, like going into that building. And I've yet to experience an atmosphere quite like that. I didn't have the same ending, but Game 7 against Florida had a similar energy right up until the point where they lost it. But probably that one. And for a non-playoff answer, because sometimes playoff feels like it's cheating, Black Friday matinee against the Carolina Hurricanes when David Pastrnak scored the OT winner. That was awesome. That was just such a good game, and to end it on that note was just unbelievable. It was such, like, walking down the stairs, you just have pure adrenaline running through your veins. Just so good. And I've been in the presence of every David Pastrnak playoff hat trick, so I guess any one of those games would count too.
Those are all really great options. Mine is a childhood memory. I went to the retirement ceremony game for Ray Bourque, and I only went because my parents promised me the next time the Mighty Ducks came to Boston that we would go. And we went to this like a little sports store or whatever that had like a Bruins schedule and like a, the little flip book things. And I got it, and I found when the Ducks were coming to town. And they were like, yeah, we promised you. And then realized, oh my God, that's Ray Bourque's retirement night. So I'm sure the tickets at the time in 2000 or 2001, no, probably 2002, I'm sure they were $500. I have no idea. But so they took me to Ray Bourque's retirement night, and I was dressed head to toe in Mighty Ducks gear because I was. I don't know if you guys remember what the late 90s Bruins were like, but it made you a fan of other teams. So I was a Paul Kariya fan above anything else. Check the box. We talked
That's
about
our
Paul Kariya.
first Paul Kariya mention in like months. We're really
been a
slipping.
while.
We're slipping.
We got to bring it up. 2019 Game 7. That was my favorite game that I've been to. Just a joke. Yeah, so that. And then they showed me on the Jumbotron at the Fleet Center, and I got booed. I was 6 years old. I got booed. I like, woo. And
it wasn't even for the Ducks gear. They just didn't like you as a person.
Yeah, they're like, that kid's ugly.
He has bad
braces.
character. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Get him off.
So that's probably my favorite. Thanks for the question.
That's a really good question.
Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Long-time listener, long-time friend of the pod, Jeff.
Yeah, this one comes in from Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, say something. Say hi. Say hi.
Hello.
Hey guys, would the Ullmark goalie goal have been the low point of the season? I don't know about the low point. I think it might have been a special kind of dagger.
I don't know about low point because we've had a few really low points. 8-1 loss to Winnipeg, was it? 7-2 loss to Buffalo. There were like some like really poignant losses this season, like especially in times when you think you're generating momentum and then that just got ripped away from you to the point where I'm like, I felt my heart leaving my body in my fandom for a few hours. It wouldn't have been good if that goal went in. I would have been legitimately upset. I would have been mad that he did it. Not even that it happened. I'd been like, Ullmark, how could you do that to me?
It's more of a betrayal than anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's just you're like that. I thought what we had was special, and you're gonna turn around and use that against me. All right, Linus.
It probably would have been an emotional low point.
I mean, because, I said at the start of the episode, if he did that, I wouldn't have wanted to record an episode. So yeah, maybe it would have been the low point.
Yeah, because we had just got some hope that like maybe this team could like accelerate the rebuild, sneak in this year, get some confidence, some playoff experience. And then to have that shut down immediately with a Linus goalie goal against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have hurt.
Ottawa, dude. Oh, I don't like losing Ottawa.
This one comes in from Casey.
Hi, Casey. I forgot my role. Hello.
Yeah, you gotta
Thank
you gotta greet the lady, would you please?
Hello.
Stand up with a ladies present. Take off your hat.
I salute Nicole Kidman every time I go to the movies.
Hey guys, love the show. I have no idea what I'm going to do without playoff hockey. What am I supposed to do with my summer nights?
Your answer would probably be watch the Red Sox, right?
My answer would be watch the Red Sox.
Yeah, if you're,
It's probably the year too.
I was gonna say any other year would have been like I try, but it kind of does seem like this is a big year. You convinced me when I asked about Roman Anthony. I was like, I saw that somebody said he's like the #1 prospect in baseball. Is that true? And you're like, yeah.
Undeniable.
I was like, why is he here? Like, what the Red Sox have this man? Okay.
They
and
got
that
3
home
in the
run
top
he
10
hit today? Was that today? The video you sent me?
Yeah, all three. Today was the spring breakout game. All 3 of the Red Sox top prospects hit a homer. Like the big 3 all homered in the game. It's
called poetry.
It's Red Sox fan porn over there.
You guys earned it. You've gone through enough shitty seasons. Yeah, watch the Red Sox.
You know what I would like to do with a June night that I'm not spending having anxiety about the St. Louis Blues?
What's that, Joe?
I love to sit around a fire. Can I say that?
You're not.
Can I say that?
Are you going to get canceled? Am I going to get canceled if I say this? Can't have fires anymore because of woke.
I love a good fire. Just sitting around a fire, talking.
You know what I don't understand?
What?
Other than most things, is why people think the smell of a like a campfire is bad. They're like,
yeah.
my hoodie smells like a fire. I'm like, that's the best. I love that smell. That should be a candle. It's probably a candle.
It's probably a candle.
I just set a fire in my house.
Just start a bonfire.
I start so many fires so I can smell fires. No, I totally agree. I'm a sucker for a good, like, it's like 10 p.m. It's not cold. It's not hot. You're by the fire. Got a nice drink. Just talking about whatever. Very nice. That's a good answer. So ours.
You know what the best is? The best feeling in those moments is when somebody goes, like somebody taps somebody else, goes, "Oh my God, dude, tell that story about blah, blah." When there's a story around a fire.
And you have the floor.
Oh, when you have the floor, it's even better. But I'm down to listen to a story, but you give me the floor. Yeah.
I love that. Like when and like you can speak at a slower cadence because you know you have everybody's attention. That's a good feeling.
Oh, it's the best.
So our the official bear with me suggestion in lieu of playoff hockey is start a fire.
Yep.
And watch baseball.
Yeah.
That's it.
God, that's like a month away. I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
I guess fire is
not far away.
A month. Go
it
fishing.
being like, I don't know what it's like up there in New Hampshire.
You do.
I don't know what this last week has been like in New Hampshire, but it's been like 50, 60 degrees every day down here. And oh boy, my mind, it's the fall spring. We do it every year. And I'm like, oh, the sun. And it's going to be like in the 30s and 40s again, I'm sure. But my brain is like, it's basically July.
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, the baseball talk really starts things moving too when like the Red Sox are playing again. That's when I bring out the summer clothes,
which is a short sleeve black t-shirt.
It is. I'm wearing a short sleeve black t-shirt.
Yeah, you are right now. Yeah, there you go.
Got my prints on. So start fires, watch baseball.
One. This one comes in from Dippin' Dubs.
Long friend of the pod before the pod even existed.
Long friend.
He's quite long.
He wants to know, do you guys like movies about gladiators?
I've liked the 2 that I've seen, that being Gladiator and Gladiator 2.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen those ones. I haven't seen any other ones.
I also appreciate the airplane reference, if we don't want to take it too literally.
Listen, I don't.
Have you seen Airplane?
Yeah, but like, no. You know what I mean?
Been to a Turkish prison? Do you know this? You don't know the scene?
No.
It's like a kid is like getting shown the cockpit of the plane, and the pilot just keeps asking him really weird and then inappropriate questions. It like starts with like, do you like movies about gladiators? And have you ever been in a Turkish prison? And have you ever seen a grown man naked?
I do. Well, yeah, that one's quoted a lot. That part I know. I didn't know it started with the like movies.
But the answer is yes. I do like movies about gladiators. Thank you.
Yeah, they're good movies. They're good flicks. I think we're gonna call it there.
You got nothing else?
We'll do this again.
I would like this. And to all our friends on YouTube, don't be afraid to throw out some comments down there for us.
Yeah. Sub over on the YouTube. You can follow, subscribe, whatever you do on Spotify and on Apple Pods. Go find us over there. You can follow us on the socials at bearwithme_pod. You can follow Rob at Rob Tocci. You can follow me at Joey Copponi. And unless you got anything else, dude, I just want to tell the people thanks.
I didn't mention Lauko. I've liked Lauko being back. I didn't realize how much I would really have liked Lauko back until he came back.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, it was like sad when he left, but it's like something you got to get over because, like,
yeah,
you're
like,
in terms of contributions, you're like, it stinks.
It's like one of those. You just go, no.
Yeah. It's a bummer, but very glad he's back.
And then
very glad he's back.
Oh, okay. And then
you needed it right now. You needed a guy like him right now. I don't think there's a better contender for like. You just need a fan guy like right now. You just need a fan favorite.
I'm voting for him for 7th player.
I'm voting for him for Congress.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just going to write him in. Everybody join me. Let's waste our votes together.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for writing in Jacob Lauko on your local ballots. Thanks for,
bearing with me. Linus, just never try it again. All right? If you don't try it again, we'll be cool. But if you try it again, we're not going to be cool.